Welcome back to another video. Today I'm talking about my assumptions about the God of Destructions. Of course, we know basically nothing about them, and of course, as Super comes out, hopefully more information, more data books, or however we get the canon information comes out for God of Destructions. This is cool, but this is I hope we get more information, but these are my assumptions of them. And of course, my number one assumption with God of Destructions are that there can be multiple at a time. This is proven, of course, by Topo, and then later Vegeta, of course, multiple with God Destruction Energy, and of Goku to some extent with God of Destruction Energy. Destruction techniques are also they're also able to use them to some extent, but they are just candidates, of course, for the next God of Destructions. Number two assumption, at least for me, for the God of Destructions, they're scouted from a very, very young age. For example, Champa and Beerus are brothers. Now, we know nothing about their race, clan, universe, or where they even come from, right? But they must have picked them out, at least in my headcanon. They must have picked them out in terms of this one has the most potential. These two have the most potential to become as strong, if not stronger than most of God of Destructions. And of course, we see that as Champa and Beerus, though brothers, though really close, they were picked. They had the most potential, and Beerus is stronger than Champa, but only because Champa is lazy to an extreme extent, of course. But number three assumptions about the God of Destructions is that they don't do nothing. Of course, God of Destructions keep peace, try to keep balance in their own respective universes, and if they don't, Zeno comes in and just destroys their universes anyway. But they don't do nothing. They just follow the lead of the angels, and hopefully that the angels direct them in a cool, significant way that shows them that they're powerful, and of course finds a challenge for anyone. But if anything, the Gods of Destructions are there just because Zeno allows them to be there, and Zeno just finds them funny to have someone be ordered around. My other assumption about the Gods of Destructions, or at least more of a question for the Gods of Destructions, is that since there are multiple candidates for the Gods of Destructions, how many candidates can they be? For example, with Topo, we know that he is a God of Destruction candidate. That's why Belmont is so happy about it, because Belmont can, of course, give up his position if Topo wants to take it. Topo has fully embraced that he can be a God of Destruction if he wants to be. But right now, Belmont is in charge, or is in place as a God of Destruction, while also Jiren can be a God of Destruction. Belmont offered the position. Jiren, of course, declines. And also, to the same extent, if Goku wasn't so focused on training with Wiz, we know Vegeta is also a candidate as a God of Destruction. Can Goku also be a candidate for a God of Destruction? What is the limit for the candidate? So where does it stop? Or is it just any insanely powerful person that can take in and train and nurture that God of Destruction energy to in turn take control and keep balance within the universe? Their respective universes, my fault. Number six, or at least number six, why was there a machine in the God of Destructions? We know anything and anyone can be a God of Destruction, from a clown to a fish to whatever Beerus and Champa are. We're going to call them purple cats, of course. So basically anybody that has enough, energy, however they're picked out and however they're processed. Right? Why did a machine get it? I'm looking at the pictures, of course, and the pictures are up on screen for you. But why? What's the point of the machine? Can a machine be a God of course, my other God of Destructions things of why we don't see multiple God of Destructions, at least in one area besides candidates, is that they have to kill each other to attain the title. to attain the title of God of Destruction from the previous owner. For an example of this would be Beerus, Champa, Belmont. They have to get replaced by the other God of Destruction candidate by being killed. For in turn, God of Destruction role is to destroy, to break down, to create balance through destruction. But they have to make sure that they can only do that by necessary choice. And the only reason I'm saying the numbers is because I was trying to edit. So if you're in this point of this video, I was going to try to edit something. This video, of course, but it didn't work out. I ain't gonna lie. But in terms of that, my fault. But in terms of that, we know God of Destruction have to be able to kill, be able to destroy, and be able to do anything necessary, regardless of to keep the balance within the universe, within planets, within the people themselves. Now, of course, some God of Destructions are better than at it than most. Of course, we don't see them do it at their respective jobs, but seeing as Beerus just plainly be like, I'll just destroy half your planet. Solved, right? So they do what else? They do whatever despite the circumstances, despite how many people they killed. So the previous God of Destruction, to be usurped has to be killed by the new God of Destruction, even though they trained with, they fought with, but to keep the peace, to keep the balance, there could only be one God of Destruction, at least when they're on their level, so they're killed in the heat of battle. And of course, my only other assumption for that battle is that it has to be overseen by Zeno and the Grand Peace to approve, or at least vet, this new God of Destruction, to make sure that they would follow the angels, be respectful to Zeno, and make sure that they just don't go aware, because if so, they would have to die, and in turn having to kill the Kaioshin. That is my next assumption, or next question, at least for the God of Destruction. When they are replaced, or when they are replaced, who's the next Kaioshin? We all know a Kaioshin is connected to the God of Destructions. Goku Black proved this by not going after any of the God of Destructions, by killing the Kaioshin, and in turn killing the God of Destructions, essentially rendering the angels useless. Right? So who is the Kaioshin, and how are they linked? Of course, they're linked through some sort of energy, and of course, if one dies, the other one dies, right? But if the God of Destruction, for example, Vegeta, were to replace someone like Beerus, does the Kaioshin stay the same? Or since it's a new God of Destruction, his soul has to be linked to a different Kaioshin of, just starting a new rule in that universe entirely. For example, if Goku, right, since Goku trained with Wiz, got the white hair, can use Ultra Instinct to an extreme prowess, and is inching closer to Beerus level to a certain extent, is he and Vegeta, is Goku the Kaioshin now, and Vegeta the God of Destruction? Meaning, if Goku dies, Vegeta also dies. If Vegeta dies, Goku also dies. You know what? That would actually be a beautiful story. So, that's my last assumption. That's the beauty of it. Since if they were to take over those roles, they were enemies, hated each other, or at least Vegeta really hated Goku to a certain extent, and now their souls are intertwined. Meaning, you can't kill me, or you can't kill me, or you kill him. But if you kill him, you kill me. So we finna jump you for real, or at least respect the ones. But we gonna jump you if anything. Anyway, like and subscribe. These are my assumptions / questions of the Goddess Destructions, and I will see you in the next one.